So I was laying naked in Ibiza and I was thinking, Joe's birthday's coming up, August 6th.
It's the 5th.
Yeah, same thing. I was thinking, what if I planned a surprise birthday party, but maybe it was co-planned with Satan and run by the DMV? I'm just saying that this movie that we're covering this week is basically a tale where rich people finally get what's coming to them. An immersive, soul-crushing escape room they didn't sign up for.
It's very true. That is very true. Yeah, I don't know, Greg. I don't know that I would be that keen on that surprise party.
My treat.
We're not going to split it?
Well, that's kind of you. That's kind of you.
Welcome to the Primecut Podcast, a movie discussion show aimed at recommending deep cuts, flawed gems, and forgotten masterpieces. Greg, Mark, we are talking about 1997's The Game, starring Michael Douglas, Sean Penn, a whole host of guys that you recognize but don't know their names, directed by David Fincher, and this movie whips ass.
This movie is like if Saw, Succession, and Punk'd had a baby, and then they abandoned it in an alley behind a Clue board game factory.
That's good. Yeah,
it's pretty rough. This
movie we take some turns.
It takes nonstop turns. So here's the deal: when doing these movies, typically we go through a lot of the plot points of this movie, of the movie. Sometimes I don't have to write down as much because it's a lot of action. This is not that movie. There's way too much that happens from start to finish that we just can't possibly cover it all in this podcast. We'd be here boring you to death with all of the minor details. So not going to happen on this episode.
That said, though, this was quite the treat.
Is this your first watch, Mark?
Yeah, every movie we do is probably the first time I've seen it.
It's so great.
This one, right? I bring a pair of fresh eyes.
Yeah, I
like to think. This one, I didn't know what to expect. I hadn't really seen Michael Douglas in any kind of. I guess this is like an action
thriller.
You know? It's a thriller.
It's like a thriller.
He's got some actiony stuff though.
Yeah, he kind of plays. Stuff. He's kind of like a Mike. I was like, oh, it's Michael Douglas. He's playing Michael Douglas. This is great. This is good.
There's a lot to talk about with him.
Yeah, but this was good, man. It had me on my toes. It was definitely not one of those where I'm like checking my phone. It's a brief 2 hours long. So
it burns through it very quickly, and it doesn't waste any time on anything.
It moves pretty quick, which I liked a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's just a lot to go over here. And I think that looking back on this movie is interesting because this is like, it gives me the feeling that this person, the character that Michael Douglas plays, is not that far off from like a lot of these like uber wealthy, rich tech people now. Like, have you guys seen this stuff about like these like masculinity and like these boot camps that these fucking losers go to like get yelled at by like a former Navy SEAL for a week where they're like doing push-ups in the surf and everything. They're like, I just want it to be, I want to have meaning in my life and I want it to be hard.
I want to be a man.
Yeah, I want to be a man.
100%. I've seen those, dude. It's like a
little
opposite
cult.
It's like the opposite of dominatrix.
Yes.
So,
you know, at least it's a woman, you know, kind of getting your rocks off. This is just a man trying to turn you into a man.
There's like a cottage industry of this.
Michael Douglas stars as, his character's name is Nicholas Van Orton, and he plays
could there be a more like wealthier upper crust fucking asshole name? No.
Van Orton.
Van Orton? Are you fucking kidding me?
If he was Nicholas Orton,
right,
wouldn't be the same.
Nope.
Nicholas Van Orton.
Yes.
So
yes.
He plays a man so rich, so bored, and so emotionally constipated that he basically pays people to ruin his life just to feel something.
Yeah, but we got to mention that's unwitting and semi-willingly.
Correct.
But we're going to dig into that. Do we want to start with Fincher first?
Yeah, let's talk about David Fincher.
Okay. This is
huge
our first
Fincher fan.
He's the man.
Anything that dude does except for Aliens 3.
We can talk about it. there's some cool shit in Aliens 3. And he got like
cool
handcuffed. Yes, he got handcuffed by that movie. That's his first feature. So he's first of all, I think he's one of our finest working directors. He's fucking awesome. Nothing he does is bad. It's always interesting. He's a master perfectionist. In fact, I think he doesn't like this movie. I read some stuff where he was like, I don't know. I'm just like, looking back, I'm like not that satisfied because he's such a psychopath about like everything is perfect. He's the master of multiple takes. There's a story about the movie Zodiac with Jake Gyllenhaal and Mark Ruffalo, where he basically like broke Gyllenhaal's spirit because they did so many takes of certain, like I'm talking like 200 takes of a scene where like a guy walks across the room, somebody says something, and then they go, okay, next scene. They're like, and Fincher's like, do it again, do it again, do it again. I guess there's like an anecdote where, in Gone Girl, they're in a, there's that scene where Affleck meets Rosamund Pike, and they're in that bookstore. And I guess they had done like 50 takes of that scene, and there's an extra that walks in the back, and Fincher's like, cut. And he goes up, he's like, this person wouldn't walk that way. You need to walk differently. And he had the extra walk like 3 times, and he was like, that's the second one. So he's like a psycho. And I think that makes his movies strenuous activities to be in. But it also thinks that, I mean, everything he does is like incredible. He doesn't have that many credits, probably because he's so intense that it's hard to get these movies made.
And if David Fincher's name is on any kind of work, I'm in on it.
For sure.
So the reason that this movie came about is because we were kicking around the idea of doing 7. But Joe brought up a point that it doesn't really fit the Primecut Podcast's criteria because that movie's basically flawless. It's perfect.
Perfect movie.
It's a perfect movie. It's great. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Can't do it.
It's too good. It's too good. There's so many movies on.
Brad Pitt is too handsome in it.
I mean, he's very handsome in it.
Why don't you marry him?
But it's one of those things where it's like we can't. We're aiming to look at something that's a little bit off center. That's maybe not, with a few exceptions. Like we did Heat's a masterpiece. We had to do that. Could we do 7? Probably. I'm not saying we never will, but like we want a little bit of something that's a little bit off the beaten path, and the game I think kind of fits that. What category is this for you?
Yeah, what are we putting this on?
So I put this as a forgotten masterpiece, or maybe
masterpiece.
No, I'd say that this is a deep cut. I think this is a deep cut.
I went flawed gem.
Yeah, I think this is a deep cut because a lot of people don't know about this movie.
Okay.
When you think about David Fincher, people think about 7. That's probably his most popular work. Or Fight Club. Again.
Or Social Network.
Social Network was a huge movie. Outside of movies, he did Mindhunter on Netflix.
Dude, my one beef with him is that he's not making more Mindhunter.
Yeah. Everyone is upset about that. That was such a good show on Netflix. If you have not seen Mindhunter, it basically
stop this
follows,
podcast and go watch it.
It's
well, don't stop just yet.
Hold on. Wait. Don't hit pause. Don't hit pause.
Yeah, don't hit pause.
Just subscribe and come back.
Yeah. So Mindhunter basically follows the FBI when they were creating the criminal profile of serial killers when it first starts. And it follows along multiple real serial killers. And it also is loosely following BTK, based out of Wichita, Kansas.
Yep.
And every episode just has a little piece of that. And so I think that's why a lot of people are upset, because that part of the story that's shown in the beginning of every episode was never wrapped up.
Yeah. And there have been like talks about him coming back to Mindhunter. I know there have been like petitions, and I'm sure he gets asked all the time. What he said was it's really hard and it's really expensive. It's like, so I don't know. Do it, Dave.
He's doing the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel.
Yeah, I saw that. Which, I mean, I'm interested. Again, he's
kind of hot.
He's a guy who I'm always going to go for. But
is Tarantino writing that?
Yeah.
So Tarantino's writing it. Fincher's directing it.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
How can you go wrong?
Yeah, it should be good.
It's like Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm super in. Sounds awesome.
I mean, I hated those Lakers teams, but okay.
But they did win multiple championships for a reason.
I hated them. Aren't you from Dallas?
Oh, I'm from San Antonio.
So
Excuse
you
me.
like the Lakers and not the Spurs?
Oh hell no. No, I'm a Spurs fan.
Okay.
But I respect the rivalry that we had.
All right.
This isn't a sports podcast, but
we can make it. We can make it an NBA pod in a second.
The what is it? 2004, 2003 finals. Oh,
Western Conference Finals.
The Western Conference Finals, man. Just every year, so good.
Fucking Robert Horry.
Miss it.
Yeah. Anyway,
okay. So David Fincher. The other thing I want to say about him is that all of his movies have a certain feel where they're very dark. They feel gritty. That's kind of his.
He has a look.
He's got a look. Certain directors have certain feels to them. Fincher definitely has a style, and he
was a music video director before he became a full-length feature director.
Did he do something with Nine Inch Nails?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yep. And Perfect Circle.
That makes sense.
Dude, when you watch those Nine Inch Nails videos, you're like, of course this is David Fincher. Which is why they let him use it for
money.
For beginning of 7.
So good.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I mean, Alien 3, his first movie, some cool stuff. The script is bad. They changed a bunch of shit. He kind of got bossed around, I think, by the studio. And he said that he hated that experience and made him want to quit making films. But I think he learned a lot because then he does. I mean, dude, I'm just going to run through it because he doesn't have that many.
Right.
Alien 3 in 1992, 7, 95, The Game in 97, Fight Club 99, Panic Room 2000, 2007 Zodiac, 2008 Curious Case of Benjamin Button, 2010 The Social Network, 2011 Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, 2014 Gone Girl, 2020 Mank, 2023 The Killer.
I mean, that's like a legendary run. Like,
the only
what other directors had a run like that?
There's two that I'm like, eh.
Which two?
Benjamin Button, don't care.
So good.
Don't care about it.
It's
fine.
Brother.
It's fine.
Sometimes Joe's wrong. It's okay.
Just
I apologize.
And I was not
stinks.
I was not super into Mank.
I've never seen it.
Okay, so I wasn't into that one. And Panic Room.
Oh, Panic Room fucking rips.
It was okay for me.
I think it's like when he's like in the lab.
I believe that's the one with Jared Leto.
With cornrows.
With cornrows.
Dwight Yoakam in that with the ski mat. Oh, that movie's awesome. Jodie Foster is such a badass. I really like Panic Room. But that's fine. It's okay.
Oh my God, Jared Leto does have cornrows.
Oh, he's great in that.
Have you not seen this one?
Amazing. I haven't seen it.
It's good.
It's worth watching. If you haven't seen Panic Room, it's great. It feels exactly like the other David Fincher movies.
Kristen Stewart, what the
She's
hell?
the daughter. Basically, this movie, the premise of Panic Room, Mark, is that Jodie Foster is a single mom, recently divorced. She buys this new house with a panic room in it. Her daughter has bad asthma. What is she? She has some kind of affliction, Greg.
I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it.
And her house she's the victim of a home invasion. Jared Leto, Dwight Yoakam, Forrest fucking Whitaker. Oh,
I love Forrest.
Dude, we should do Panic Room. It's fucking good.
Yeah, I love Forrest Whitaker.
It's good. The thing about Fincher's movies, I think, is they all feel complete to me.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't like him that much, even if you're like, this wasn't exactly my cup of tea, it's always like he's trying to do something. He's trying to say something, but he's also able to make like a genre movie. Like 7, The Game, Panic Room. Those are like popcorn thrillers. They don't have like a strong message. He's not very political about it, but he's like, this is going to be like a pot boiler thriller movie with a recognizable star. Or I'm going to do Fight Club, which is a book that was like a massive deal.
Yeah. Have you read Fight Club?
I have. Yeah.
And it's hugely influenced by Chuck, the author. I hate saying his last name because it's not easy to say.
Poloniak, I think is how you say it. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I think Fight Club is good. It's probably overdone for me because it came out when I was like 1999. What was I, 17? So it was like a big deal for our age.
I don't think you were
Mark,
17.
why did your eyes do that?
I think that
no, it's 15.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
15.
Mark
14.
was 3 in 1999.
Yeah, no shit.
I hit him with the.
He's like, but basically, like, so that was like, I think there's like a lot of incel like bullshit that has come, that is like retro.
What?
Yeah, it's like retroactively been attributed to Fight Club, which is unfortunate. It's good though. There's good
not the incel stuff. The incel stuff's bad.
Incel stuff's horrible, but like Norton is good in it. Brad Pitt is like superstar in it. It's cool.
Edward Norton got the biggest head and almost got blackballed from Hollywood after Fight Club because Fight Club was his biggest role and he just became an A-lister after that. But then he became just impossible to work with. Yeah.
But I mean, like, I think Zodiac is a 5-star movie.
Easily.
It's fucking amazing.
Yes.
Just the amount, there's so many details that it covers. That case,
a banger. It's like 2.5.
Yeah, that case is super, like, confusing, and there's all these different suspects, and it's all over the state, and he does an incredible job with that. I think Girl with the Dragon Tattoo gets no love, but it fucking kicks ass.
Doesn't that have a series? Like, didn't they do more of them after that?
3.
Yeah,
right?
But he didn't
3
direct
total?
any of them.
Yeah.
The other ones are not nearly as good. It's based on like 5 books.
Yeah, that one's based off a book as well.
The
first one's money.
The first one's fucking awesome. Craig is great in it. Gone Girl's really good. I would prefer. I mean, I prefer almost all the other movies we talked about except for Gone Girl, but it's good.
Gone Girl.
It's good. And then I don't know if you guys saw The Killer, but The Killer is fucking awesome.
Hey, real quick, is Gone Girl the one with Affleck?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the one where like he's trying to find a missing girl the whole movie, right?
She's gone.
It's his wife.
Yeah.
She's gone. You could say
his wife disappears basically. And
he's like, "There's someone missing, a girl."
I mean, and then Social Network is like people say that's one of the best movies of the last 25 years.
Really?
That movie, the way that movie flows as like a biopic / thriller is phenomenal.
It's incredible.
Dude.
It's an incredible.
Movie. It's like watching water flow down a river.
It should not
crazy.
Exactly, Mark. That movie. Mark Zuckerberg sucks. That movie should not be interesting, and it's so captivating.
So fucking good, dude. Like, that movie comes on, you just put it on, you'll probably stop talking and just watch it.
Andrew Garfield's great in it. It's really good.
Okay, let's talk about some of our actors here that are in this movie.
D?
Let's talk about Michael Douglas.
You want to do Michael Douglas first?
Yeah.
So where is he at in his career at this point? Let's see. So
this is
also,
like his last big movie, I think.
What do you know Michael Douglas from the most? When you think of Michael Douglas, Mark, what movie do you think of? I'm curious.
Dude, I honestly couldn't tell you. I just know he just like, here, well, hold on. Give me one.
I know. I got one right now.
Come back to me. What about Joe? What
Basic
do you
Instinct.
Think of? Basic Instinct.
Yeah.
Oh man, that movie traumatized me as a kid. You know why? You know the scene. The kid with the rabbit.
That's not Basic Instinct.
Oh, that's Fatal Attraction.
Similar. Also good.
I would say Ant-Man.
Jesus, Mark. Fuck.
Mark showing his age on that one. Yes, sorry. I was thinking about Fatal Attraction.
So Basic Instinct is Sharon Stone.
Yes, and Fatal Attraction is Basic Instinct broke VHS tapes from Blockbuster.
Yes.
Mark, do you know why?
Who was the main? That was Sharon Stone, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was a fox.
So there's that. When I think of him, I'm going to go deep on this one, Joe.
Okay.
Romancing the Stone.
Great. Good call. Good call.
That's what I remember him from most.
Yeah.
He's a son of what's his father's name?
Kirk Douglas.
Hollywood
legend. Yep.
Yes.
Very famous leading man, cleft chin. Great actor. Michael Douglas is interesting because he is. I guess he's not a heartthrob at all. He's a handsome guy. He's not really a great actor, and he's not really a great movie star.
He kind of plays
very recognizable.
The same character in a lot of things.
Oh, he was in Traffic. Yeah. Okay. I know.
Yeah, he's in Traffic too.
I know him.
Look, he makes some fucking incredible movies. Look,
we got to talk about Falling Down.
We will talk about Falling Down. Fatal Attraction in 87. Wall Street, 87. Awesome. Black Rain. I love Black Rain. We should do Black Rain. I've championed it many times. That's a deep cut, but I would love to do Black Rain. War of the Roses, pretty good.
Let's talk about War of the Roses for a second. You know they're doing a remake?
Yeah.
With Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
How do you feel about War of the Roses?
I like it. Don't remake it.
I love that movie. That's a dark comedy. You ever seen that one, Mark?
No, but Danny D's in it.
Yeah, he's the narrator of it. He also plays the attorney. Anytime someone's going through a tough breakup, I recommend that they see War of the Roses, and I recommend that they see Swingers.
Swingers is good.
they showed this preview when I went to go see Bring Her Back.
Oh yeah, so that's going to be the remake. Yeah,
the remake.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Basic Instinct, Falling Down, Disclosure, American President, Ghost in the Darkness, I Have Some Time For, The Game, A Perfect Murder, and then it's like, all right, now he's not really the lead anymore. Traffic is like his last great role, I think, where he's like, he's like the fourth lead, but he's still very important. But I think he excels at playing unlikable characters that are compelling.
Tell me that his character in this is not like the same character in Falling Down.
Very similar. The character here's the thing. I think this movie plays on his persona.
Mm-hmm.
I think this movie plays on the fact that we know him as the Wall Street guy, Gordon Gekko, like this high-powered, investment banker or like day trader, broker type of guy, a BMW, a huge mansion, really nice suits, and
white Ferrari, glass house,
and some of
you did not go there,
and some of the Falling Down stuff, down stuff too. But I think that makes this better because you don't like within 5 minutes of this movie starting, you're like, this guy's a prick.
Yes, he's an absolute prick.
But he's a captivating screen presence. Like, I'll be honest, guys, I really like the first 20 minutes of this movie.
It's good.
I don't find it slow. I like him being kind of an asshole. Like, I would watch more of that. I don't know. Maybe that says a lot about me.
Is this like watching like a train wreck or what's going on?
I just think that he's just like an interesting character. And Douglas is good at this guy who... Okay. I just feel like most actors want to be liked. They want to be in roles that they're liked.
With that said, you're talking about like how he's a prick. I love that because when you see him go to the CRS and he starts doing the intake and they don't treat him like he's anything special. He asks the guy's like, "Oh, I'm just coming back from lunch. Here, you hold my food. Are you hungry?"
This is the whole thing, though. That's the whole point of this movie is like tearing this guy down.
Yes, that's it.
But I do think that like it's interesting to me because he's just in most of Disclosure, he's like the guy who Demi Moore sexually assaults. He's just like not likable. I don't know. It's talent. It's a very big talent to me where he can do this.
Noticing a little trend where he's always wearing a suit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of his thing. Yeah.
But it's like he's not like a heroic action star, except in like Black Rain and Ghost in the Darkness, which Black Rain kicks fucking ass. I'm going to say that again.
Let's talk about Sean Penn.
Guys, Sean Penn almost steals this movie.
He's great in it.
I mean, we're lucky. I mean, Michael Douglas is lucky he's not in it that much.
Sean Penn is an awesome actor. I like Sean Penn.
I'm with you on that. Sean Penn is great. I'm looking at his filmography here. Man, he's done some bangers. Colors. I mean, I think he got his start at Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. Mystic River, Carlito's Way, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Man, he's been in some good stuff.
So there's some that I really like that are like deep
Taps.
cut. Sean Penn. Taps is good. At Close Range with Christopher Walken, 1987. I really like that's a crime. Walken plays his dad, and he and Chris Penn are the sons in like the small.
Seen this.
It's awesome. It's like in a kind of rural Pennsylvania, I believe, small town crime. Huge fan of that. I like that one a lot. I also really like State of Grace with Gary Oldman. He plays an undercover cop in an Irish mob in the 90s. Super intense guy, right? Always an intense performer. And he kind of goes for like, he's definitely pushing for the Oscar for a while. He eventually gets it with Milk, But like for a while, he was like I Am Sam. You know, he did a bunch of stuff like that where it's like he's really trying, but he has the ability to be like he's playing Sean Penn kind of, but he's a little bit off in this movie. Like he's just like
he's only in the movie
weird with this guy. He has
3
times.
Scenes. Yeah, he's got 3 scenes.
Yep,
and that's it. But he is awesome in all of them.
He's awesome, dude. The scene at lunch when you first meet him is my favorite scene in the movie.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
He's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
He like, the other thing is like, you know who he is immediately. Yeah. He is the wealthy younger brother of this like uber wealthy family. You can tell this guy has never had a job. He probably has a trust fund. He's floated through life. He's had drug problems, women problems, money, gambling. Sure, he's probably got like a gambling addiction, whatever. You can tell that like he has hit rock bottom more times than you can even think of. Smoking in the restaurant. I mean, we're going to talk about
the jacket.
Yeah. Yes. Free jacket. Came with a free jacket. Yeah. Awesome. We're going to talk about that scene because it's really good, but he really almost steals this movie.
So the other main actor we have in this is Deborah Unger.
Deborah Kara Unger.
Yes.
That's what she goes by.
What do you know her from?
This. I wish she was in more stuff. I think she's pretty good in this.
She's great in this one. She's in Payback. Do you remember that movie?
Is that Gibson? Oh yeah, I like that movie a lot actually.
Yeah, she's in that.
It's a remake. That's a good movie.
She's in Crash.
The David Cronenberg Crash, which is weird.
Yes. Let me see, what else has she been in that might be noteworthy here? She hasn't done a whole lot. Oh, she was in Silent Hill.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah. Video game movies tend to not. Yeah, they tend to not be great. There's very few video game movies that are good.
She does a lot of voiceover work for video games. A bunch of Star Wars video games, looks like. She's really good in this.
I wish she had done more.
Yeah, interesting that she doesn't have a ton else to do, but I liked her in this a lot, actually.
And then the other big notable face here, Joe likes this guy.
Oh,
Jim.
Yeah.
Jim.
Big Jim Rebhorn?
Yeah.
James Rebhorn. Love this guy. Yeah. He's in. Look, man, if you watch.
Such a lovable guy.
He just is a likable dude. If you've watched 20 movies that were made in the 1990s, you've probably seen him in 5 of them. I mean, he's in a lot of things. My Cousin Vinny, White Sands, Scent of Woman, Up Close and Personal, Independence Day, My Fellow Americans, Meet the Parents. He's what's her name? Claire Danes' dad in Homeland. He's just like a, I don't even know that he's a character actor. That might be like too much. He is like a small, minor character actor, I guess. But he's so recognizable. He usually plays someone like a district attorney or like the dean of students, or in this case, he's like a mid-level guy in this CRS company. He's awesome. I think he just passed away. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, passed away.
And then
he's awesome.
There's a handful of other actors. We'll mention a couple as we go through this. There's a lot of people in this and a lot of minor roles. But unless you object, shall we jump into the movie?
Yeah, let's get into this.
So this movie takes place in San Francisco. We talked about it starting with Michael Douglas being a powerful CEO. His name is Nicholas Van Orton. So when we talk about Michael Douglas, that's probably what we're referring to him as, Nicholas. We kind of get some of his day-to-day life. And then in the end of one of his meetings, his assistant says that someone's calling and leaving messages under the name Seymour Butts. And she thinks it's a prank call, and instantly he knows who it is. And he tells her, call him back and tell him that I made a reservation for lunch at this restaurant.
Use my name.
Yeah, use my name. Don't use Seymour Butts.
Yeah.
So he shows up to the restaurant, and Seymour Butts is not there. But lo and behold, his brother, Sean Penn, shows up. And we get, this is one of our 3 scenes with Sean Penn. He walks up and he instantly starts lighting up a cigarette in this kind of high-class restaurant. It's funny. He's charismatic, man. He's
a great actor.
He's talking about how I was laying on a beach naked in Ibiza. And I thought to myself, it's Nikki's birthday.
October 11th, Nikki's birthday. And Douglas is like, it's the 12th. When he goes, whatever.
Yeah.
But even before we get to the conversation that they're going to have about the game, in one of the things that I think Fincher does really well is in the first 10 minutes of this movie, you very quickly realize, oh, Michael Douglas is like completely aloof. He's alone. He has no family. He has this gigantic estate, incredible mansion with a housekeeper who curates his meals for him. He doesn't really speak to her, except for like, thank you. And I mean, he knows her name, but they don't have conversation. He's got this Armani suits, a BMW. Like he is just completely alone and aloof. That scene when he's on the phone and his secretary's coming in and she's like, let's go over the invitations, the art fair. He's like, no. The wedding, no. Like this guy is he is like high upper crust society, but he clearly like hates his life and is he's a robot.
Yeah.
Is what you get out of this.
It's very lonely at the top, Joe.
Right. And we learn in that conversation with Sean Penn, he's recently divorced. His wife married a gynecologist or a pediatrician or a pediatric gynecologist, which I thought was a funny line. And they just they're like sparring, right? And basically, dude, the happy birthday thing is awesome. But we learn that he gives him a gift, and it's like this card that says CRS, Consumer Recreational Services.
He insists that he calls it.
Yeah, he says, you got to call. It's going to change your life.
And he says, okay. And he's like, he's telling him like, say you'll call. He's like, I did. He's like, you didn't say it. He says, I will call them.
Right. And so you can kind of tell like right away, his brother's kind of like a burnout, loose cannon, but obviously there's something that he's doing this for a reason. And he does seem to be sincere and adamant. Like, you need to call this number.
Yes. So we get Nicholas leaving the restaurant, and as he's driving home, we get to kind of see flashes of thoughts, I suppose, that he's having. And the flashes show a man standing on top of a large home, and it looks like he's about to jump, but it doesn't quite show it. And it's kind of grainy. It's very Fincher-esque the way that it's shot. And
the opening credits are like that 8mm video of a middle-aged guy with kids, and it's like on the estate, and it's kind of grainy. You mentioned Succession in the opening, Greg. There's no way that the Succession opening credits did not directly pull from this movie's opening credits. There's no way. I've never seen anything that says that, but they are almost the exact same tone. They look the same. It is so similar.
Very good catch, Joe. They even use like when I was listening to the score, it's a very 90s score.
Sure.
It's just like a lot of like bum bum dun 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 dun. like almost like CSI-esque. But yeah, when they were showing the flashbacks and stuff, I was like, man,
it's moody.
It's so moody.
Well, there's that constant like off-tune piano that kind of sets you like it's not in tune, or it's like, I don't know. The keys are different.
If you're watching this and you have never seen it before, it almost feels like this might be a horror movie the way that it's going.
Yeah, that's a good call.
It's just very ominous the way that it is. So we find out some extra information here. He's 48. His birthday, he's about to be 48.
Dude, there's no way that Michael Douglas is 48 in this movie, though. He's got to be older, right?
Maybe. But we also find out that his dad had committed suicide by jumping off the building. He was 48 when he did it as well. Right. So there's some significance there with that.
He has a frosty relationship with his ex-wife.
Yeah.
She calls to wish him happy birthday. And she's like, I don't know why I call. He's like, I don't either. I don't honestly don't either. Which, fair. Okay.
Sure. So we get some more kind of day-to-day life, and he's doing like a business deal. And when the business deal's done, he's saying goodbye in a business lobby, and he finds himself in the lobby of like CRS. He's like, oh, well, that's kind of convenient. I'm in the building of CRS. I told my brother I would call. He's like, I'll just go in the lobby and see what's going on.
Yep.
He goes in, and the lady at the front desk is almost like annoyed with him. She's like, hold on. Which I was like, this is awesome.
Yep.
Because they don't know who he is. They don't know that normally he's a yes man. Everybody says yes to him because he's normally in charge. He's wealthy, and they're not treating him like that at all.
Yeah, like even his behavior when he's in the restaurant before Sean Penn shows up, he's like very dismissive of the wait staff. He's like, "This was iced tea." Like he's just so cold. And you're right. Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, and we kind of skipped his conversation with his ex-wife when she was the only one to call him for his birthday.
Right.
After
almost
the dinner.
Missed it. Yep.
Dude, he's like, she's speaking so honest to him. Like, I really hope this is a good one for you. Like I know this one is good. And he's like, be well, bye.
Be well. Yeah.
He's up on it.
But
I was
dude,
like,
this
damn,
is like,
he's cold.
This is like Douglas he's like at his apex of being a fucking prick, I think, in this movie. Mm-hmm. He is so good at like ending calls like that. And just like, he's so dismissive of people. When the other secretary comes in, she's like, "Oh, happy birthday, sir." And he tells the main secretary, he's like, "I don't like her.
I don't like her."
He's just a dick.
Hates his secretary.
Yes.
I don't like her.
And I think that this movie, the script, the direction, and Douglas's performance, they do so much in the first 15 minutes. And it's like, I don't need to see any more about this guy. I totally get who this guy is. I know exactly what he's about. He's super wealthy. He is completely out of touch with the world. He doesn't make his own breakfast. You know, he doesn't, the only thing he probably does is wash his own self in the shower and brush his teeth before bed. Everything else is his people do for him or his housekeeper does. Like, that sets us up perfectly, Greg, for when he goes into CRS and he sees them there. And because this is the first time where you see him not in his element.
Yeah. So we get him basically trying to follow up. He's like, "I got a card," and they're like, "Oh yeah." They take the card. They start bringing him through the process.
This is Rebhorn, is his contact.
Rebhorn comes in like he's obviously coming in off a lunch break. He's like, "Oh, here we go." He starts grabbing these clipboards. He's like, "Here, hold my Chinese food takeout." And he hands him that, and he starts like grabbing more clipboards. The way Douglas holds it, he doesn't even hold it like a normal person.
Yeah.
He's never held food like that
in a bag
in
before.
his life.
That's right. Yeah.
He holds it out away from him instead of like a normal person, like by his side. The funny part about this is that the inundation of this is just so many questions.
I love when Rebhorn's like, "Don't answer anything you don't want to answer, but because we'll just run a TPR or MMPR or PQR." And he's like, "Okay." And you're right. It's just like overloading the multiple choices.
He reads a sample question. One of the sample questions is, "Sometimes I like to hurt animals." This reminded me of Parallax View.
Oh, dude, the video,
a lot of it.
There's no way. They absolutely were like, "We're going to put a Parallax touch in here for sure."
Yeah. So they make him do this obscene amount of questions. They put him in a room where like he's watching these images and like words flash on the screen, just like Parallax View. It looks like brainwashing is what it looks like.
Yeah.
They're doing flashcards, and the flashcards are kind of Easter eggs of what's to come. They're showing him different things. They show him a car going off a cliff, and he goes, well, you know, he's supposed to say the first word that comes to mind.
Yeah, one word.
He goes, "Whoops."
Whoops.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. And they're like, "Cool, we're almost done." He was like, "You said that 2 hours ago."
Yeah.
It's like, my God, how long has he been here? You get the feeling that he spends his entire day doing this. And for someone of his stature, I'm actually shocked that he stuck through it.
Yeah, and there's a part where he's on the phone in the middle and he's like, "Push this," and he's talking to I think her name's Maria, his secretary.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Yeah, move this. I had the same thought. I was like, I'm surprised he didn't just walk out. But for some reason he's dedicated to it.
There's a part in the conversation with Rebhorn where Rebhorn's like, what was it, Rebhorn or Conrad, where they're like, "You're intrigued. Like there's a reason you're here."
Yeah.
Is that Conrad?
Or maybe it was Rebhorn.
No, I think it's Rebhorn.
Yeah.
It was, I feel like it was Rebhorn because he's like, "That's my sales pitch."
They never explain what CRS is. They don't explain what the game is. And Rebhorn is like, "It's like a vacation, but it comes to you." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, it can sometime in the next few days, your game will start. You'll either hate it or you'll love it, and you can leave it at any time you want. And that's just so vague. And you're like, and even Michael Douglas's character is just like, okay, like he just kind of, you can tell he's curious, but I don't even know how you would respond to that, which is the genius of it, is that there's really no way to say, well, this doesn't sound good. Cause you're like, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know how to participate in it. But basically he leaves that intake session and they're like, "We'll let you know." And he's like, "Let me know what?"
Yeah.
He like signed his life away.
Right.
He signed a bunch of paperwork.
Oh yeah, he has to sign. I think he has to sign like a waiver because they had like make him like run on a treadmill, hooked him up to an EKG, make sure that he was physically fit. And they're like, "Cool, we'll let you know." And he was like, "Okay." He signs like an insurance paper or whatever.
Right.
Fast forward, we get him at a bar, and he sees some buddies of his, and he overhears them talking about CRS.
Oh, see, I think those were strangers.
Oh, you don't think he knew them?
No.
So
it seemed like a fancy bar. Like people with status
it's
probably
a club.
Go there.
It's a club for sure.
So he orders them some drinks so he could talk to them.
Yeah.
And basically they talk, and then he says, "I don't know. I just signed up for this CRS thing myself." He says, "Sounds like a bunch of role-playing fantasy." And the guys don't answer his questions about what it is. One of them even says, "I wish I could go back and do it again for the first time."
Yep.
But they don't answer. They dip out and they leave him. And I think they even like give him a Bible quote, something like, "I was blind, but now I see."
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah. Well, now he goes home, and now we get the clown in the driveway.
Yeah. Well, actually, right before the clown, he's in a business meeting and he gets a phone call, and it's CRS. And he's like, "How did you get this number?" He's like, annoyed because he was in a meeting, and they're like, "Yeah, we were just calling to let you know that your application was denied."
Yeah.
It's like, what? How just infuriating. I spent my whole day. He's like, he's over it. He goes home, and when he goes home in his driveway, the same spot that his dad basically had committed suicide, he finds this creepy clown.
Yeah.
And up to this point, the movie still feels like, is this a horror movie?
It's weird.
What's going on?
Right.
He turns, you can't even tell it's a clown at first. It's like laying on the ground. He turns it over to see that it's a clown. And it's got, I think it's got like a picture of his dad or something. Am I mistaken? Or was that later?
No, that's later. That's when the house gets all the graffiti.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He takes it in. He's like, "What is this thing?" He like takes it in. He's watching.
Takes it in, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know why you did that.
He's watching the news.
This is cool.
Which is his, like, we have already seen on his birthday night. This is like obviously his evening ritual. He watches the news in this like incredible wood panel library. And
very reminiscent to Joe's library.
Oh, yeah. Similar. And the, like, he pulls there's like something in the clown's mouth, something sticking out of the clown's mouth, and he's tugging on it. And he pulls this ribbon out with a key that says CRS on it attached to it. He's like, "What the hell?" And he puts it in his pocket. And as he's doing that, while he's doing that, basically the newscaster, it like flips to reading off the news, but his name is inserted in the news.
Yeah,
like the newscaster's like reading off, "Oh, today the Dow's down, and Nicholas Van Orton, no one understands him," or something. And he's like, "What?" And it happens like 2 or 3 times in a row. And then the guy's like,
"Are you going to ignore me all night?
Are you going to ignore me?" Exactly.
Yeah.
And he ends up having to find out how is this guy looking at him? How is he talking to him? And there's a camera in the eye of the
doll,
of the clown.
Yes. So he basically tells him that, he gives him some rules to the game, saying that he's been given a key, and at some point he's going to be given another key, yada, yada. Let's jump ahead some. He's got to go fire someone.
Yeah, we get a bunch of like weird pranks that happen during his daily life.
Yeah, they're just kind of like annoying pranks. He goes to fire someone, and he can't open his briefcase to give the guy like his termination paperwork.
Right. His pen leaks through his pocket onto his shirt, and he takes it out, and it's the CRS pen.
Yeah.
Like weird stuff is happening.
So we get him at a restaurant, and he stands up, and the waitress bumps into him and spills drinks all over him.
Did you guys recognize that she is the waitress from?
Was she the same one at the beginning?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I went back and checked. It's her.
That's cool. That was he basically says that some kind of line about recognizing her from before.
Yeah.
So
she spills like a whole tray of drinks on him.
Spills a whole tray of drinks. Under her breath, she calls him like an asshole or a prick or something, and she gets fired. He doesn't
react very well. He reacts poorly.
So she gets fired. She storms out. And as he's sitting, someone gives him a note that says, "Don't let her get away."
Yeah.
So he starts to follow her.
This is where the movie switches.
Yes.
So we've up to this point, CRS has entered the picture, and things start happening to him. But he's still relatively in control of his daily life, right? He's going about his daily duties. Some weird stuff is happening. We had the debacle with not opening the briefcase, but when he goes out on the street to follow the waitress and that guy collapses, who's obviously like having a heart attack or something, she rushes over. He's immediately like, oh my God, what's happening? What's going on? The guy like coughs something up and he's like, it's immediately this guy is like out of his comfort zone. He's down on the street level with real people dealing with real stuff. This guy's having a heart attack. They have to call an ambulance. They want him to sign that paper. He's like, I don't want to sign any of this. I can't be involved. She's like, I'll sign it. So it's like his world is now upside down in a matter of like 2 seconds.
He gets detained by the police saying, hey, you got to come down to sign some more paperwork. We need a statement from you. So he has to ride in the ambulance. They get to the hospital. And when they get to the hospital, I love this scene. This scene is so cool. Yeah. They get to the hospital, they get out, they're talking, and all of a sudden the lights cut out and everybody that was around them in the parking garage, in the emergency vehicle, the ambulance, everyone's gone. Yeah. Just instantly. He's like, what is going on? He's like, he starts trying to explain it to this girl that he's part of like some game. They just do like these dumb pranks on him and stuff. It's a great scene. And so she's trying to leave this parking garage and he's following her and they can't find their way out. And all of a sudden the elevator comes down and the doors open and it's the only light we see in the parking garage. They get in the elevator and they try and do the buttons. Nothing happens. He takes the key from the doll and it starts the elevator.
Yeah. He tells her that. She's like, how did this happen? He's like, I found this. I found a key in this doll's mouth.
having to explain the situation to just someone who, I mean, you find out things later, but having to explain that to someone, to like some random woman, like, I'm in a game and, they've been fucking with me like all day.
Pretty seriously at this point, yeah.
Can you imagine trying to do that? That'd be hilarious.
You can't.
So they basically have this.
Do you think you're crazy?
They had this huge, like a multiple set piece chase scene, which was very well done throughout San Francisco.
There's some key points. To believe. There's some key points here that I feel like happen in this chase scene. 1, he loses his briefcase.
Yep.
2, he loses his shoe.
Yep.
Very expensive shoe. I think he says it's like $1,000. He basically slowly starts to lose all the things that kind of make him him.
She goes, your shoes cost $1,000. She goes, that one did.
That one.
Yeah. So not only that, and I almost thought that this was a little bit symbolic because he's high class, right? We talked about that. And in this chase scene, he has to jump off a building and he drops to the bottom of what, Joe?
A dumpster filled with garbage.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's basically getting all the things that make him high class ripped away.
For sure.
And so he's covered in garbage. He smells bad. He's missing a shoe. He lost his briefcase. He's not the same guy that woke up that morning.
No.
He's a different person now.
Things are starting to change, right?
I feel like he's I don't know when it clicks for him, but when I was watching it, I was like, he's still kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, even though all these things are kind of happening to him, when that guy was croaking, he was like, wait, he was like, hold on.
Yeah.
He might be faking it. And she's like, what?
Yeah.
He's dying, obviously.
Well,
he's like,
dude,
well,
how about
let's think about it.
There's that scene earlier when the guy's running out of toilet paper. He's like, hey, man, can you just go in the other stall? Like, and he just walks by him. Like, he is just a cold bastard.
And he's disconnected from reality.
He reminds me a little bit of Scrooge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Very Scrooge.
That's a great way to look at him. He's basically a modern day Scrooge.
For sure.
And he just doesn't have ghosts taking him around, but it's kind of a similar plot.
Well, now he basically has a meeting set for dinner with Sean Penn, with his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And this is when we get things are different now. Because Sean Penn gets in the car with him.
Yeah, so he's at home and he goes home and he finds that his house has been vandalized. He finds
the graffiti. Awesome.
There's like graffiti all over the house.
White Rabbit playing, Jefferson Airplane. Awesome.
Yeah, just loud music playing, and then we get the note on the doll, and there's pictures of his deceased dad on the doll. I was like, geez, this is traumatic. Basically, his brother Sean Penn, Connie is what he calls him, shows up. And you get a little bit of a jump scare here because he's like calling the police and they're like, is there someone still in the house? Are they still there? And he hadn't even thought about that. Connie shows up and he says, I need your car. I need to get out of here. They go driving and he's like frantic. He's manic. He's going crazy. He's babbling. He's like, who is after you? What's going on? He's like, CRS.
He finds a recording device in like the headliner of the BMW, like rips the wire out.
Yep.
And he's like, they're fucking me. They fuck you and they fuck you. And then they fuck you some more. He's says, like freaking out.
I paid them so they would stop. And then they didn't. They just kept going.
Right.
And so
he's like losing his mind.
He's losing his mind. Car gets a blowout. They have to stop and figure out how to change a tire.
Which neither of them can do, by the way, which is hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, that's on brand for who these people are. They get out, and Connie opens the glove box, and all these CRS keys pour out. Just a ton of them.
He's like, you're with them.
Yeah.
You knew this. You knew about this. And
at one point before this scene happened, he had gotten a package from CRS. And in that package, they just gave him like a handle of sorts.
Yeah, like a crank.
Yeah, crank.
Yeah.
This is very Resident Evil-esque. You know what I mean? Like in Resident Evil, you play the game and you get like these little things. You're like, I don't know what this is for. Probably going to need that later. So
and
it's kind of, and you definitely need it. So his brother freaks out, dips out. And
they fight. He's like, you're with them. And Michael Douglas is like, you brought them to me.
I like this scene. I thought this was cool. This was creepy. All the payphones around Nicolas Cage, Michael Douglas start ringing.
Yeah.
And when he answers the phone, it's just a recording of the argument that he just had with his brother from like a street point of view. It's creepy.
Yeah.
So he gets in a cab. When he gets in a cab, we get another kind of a little bit of a character actor, I would say.
Tommy Flanagan, yeah.
Tommy Flanagan.
He's recognizable.
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. He's got the big Scottish guy with the two big scars.
I think he's most known for, like as far as film, probably he plays a big role in Braveheart.
And Gladiator too. Yeah. As well.
Yeah. That. And then Smokin' Aces.
Yeah.
Where are you at on Smokin' Aces?
I like it.
Mark, have you seen Smokin' Aces?
Probably.
It's got
probably not.
Ben Affleck. It's got Ryan Reynolds.
Ray Liotta.
No.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. Joe Carnahan directed it. It's a decent action movie.
It's an action movie, but
Jeremy
Ben
Piven.
Affleck. It's Jeremy Piven's great in this movie.
It's good.
He's way strung out. Anyways,
he's a magician, like a card magician. It's good.
Yes. So he gets in this cab, and in the cab, that's who the driver is. And as he's driving, he starts looking around. He sees the tag. And basically, there's like CRS abbreviations on the tag. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, it's like Central. What's the CRS in the something? But it's like has to do with taxi cab. It's like Central. I don't know. Damn it. What's it called?
They just throw in some extra abbreviations, like some words that are abbreviated that come out to CRS.
Yeah,
like little hints. He's like, oh, come on. And the cab driver starts driving, just slamming on the gas, going full speed. Michael Douglas's character starts freaking out. Cab driver bails from the car. This scene reminded me of The Crow a little bit.
Hell yeah. Fucking Crow's awesome.
Do you get that vibe at all from this?
Yeah.
Cab goes clean off a cliff into the bay.
Mm-hmm.
Water starts filling up. He can't open the doors. And then he reaches to undo the window to roll it down. Nothing there. There's just a knob where a handle's missing. And he puts the pieces together, realizes he's got that crank, opens the window, gets out.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a pretty cool scene. It was fun. He takes the police basically to the CRS building to go confront them about it, to kind of put a stop to this.
Of course.
And the whole floor is empty. No one's there.
This is when he's like, I'm done with this. Like, I've had enough. I'm fighting back. He tries to get his lawyers involved. He finds out that all of his money is basically gone. He tracks down
the waitress. Christine is her name.
Yeah. Because he's like, I called her a cab. First of all, he has his assistant do it, which I think is crazy. He's like, hey, I called a cab for this person. Find out where she went. He goes to the house.
This scene is cool.
Super
I like
cool.
this.
It's pretty cool.
Great stuff. There's a roommate there.
Yeah, there's a roommate, and she's like, all right, hold on. Let me go put on some clothes, and we can talk. We can go get some coffee or something.
Right.
He starts looking around the house, and he starts realizing that stuff doesn't add up. There's a stack of fake books. I think the first thing that gave him away is that there was like smoke coming off of a lamp because there was still a price tag on the lamp.
Yeah.
He opens the fridge. There's nothing in the fridge.
The picture frame with like
the picture frame.
It's like
it's got like a magazine.
Yeah.
She comes back in the room and he goes, "Is this you?" She goes, "Oh yeah, that was my first communion." He hands it to her and goes, "Take the picture out."
He's like, "Show it to me."
Yeah.
And that's when she's like, "They're watching us."
I think
Which
this
is
is
always good.
I think that's where this movie kind of takes another turn.
Sure.
And basically, when he got there was like cable repair service van outside CRS.
Yeah.
So they come and they start shooting up the place, and him and Christine have to take off running again. Yep. He finds
immediately
out
like a SWAT team, silenced MP5s are like blasting everything, which is nuts.
Yeah. She tells him that she was paid to spill drinks on him, and that the CRS company is basically just trying to take his money.
Yeah, that's when they know he's wealthy because they go to like his cabin.
Yeah, they find out that like all the money's gone. But to find out that the money's gone, he had to call them on the phone and give them the account number and like the password or something like that. So anyways, we find out that Christine is actually not on his side. She drugs him and he passes out. This is crazy. This is bonkers. I'd be so pissed. He passes out and he wakes up in Mexico
in a coffin. In a white linen suit.
And okay, this part's kind of stereotypical. They do like the sepia film filter.
Yeah, but this was 30 years ago, so like
it wasn't like overdone at the point.
Right.
But why is Mexico always in sepia? Someone explain that to me.
I don't know, man. It's trying to convey a feeling, I guess. Dusty and hot.
So he's trying to figure out how to get back to the United States. He's got no passport. He's got no ID. And he
goes to the embassy and they basically like, take a hike, man. Sorry.
Yeah. He has to sell his watch that was his father's watch. And this is basically the last thing of his that made him who he was. He lost his briefcase. He lost his clothes. He lost his shoes. He lost his watch. His car's got a flat tire blown
Money's
out.
Gone.
Money's gone.
House destroyed.
House is destroyed. He gets back to the United States.
His brother thinks he's like in on this.
How about this scene when he shows up in the diner somewhere in Southern California?
That's a great scene.
He's like, may I have everybody's attention, please? That's like the last little tinge of him being a little bit powerful from who he used to be.
Yep.
And he says, I need a ride to San Francisco for
anybody going to San Francisco.
He's like, and he drops some change on the ground. I got $18.78.
Yep.
He's just, the dude has been beaten up.
Completely reduced down. Yeah.
To $18. That's all he's got left.
Yeah.
He gets to his house.
He gets home.
And he gets a book, To Kill a Mockingbird.
Have you read To Kill a Mockingbird, Greg?
I have, but I don't refresh my memory.
Phenomenal.
I know
Atticus Finch. It's illegal. Yes. It's illegal during civil rights. It's awesome. Great book.
Yeah. I feel like this might have been required reading.
Yeah, it definitely was. The movie with Gregory Peck is also 5 stars. Incredible movie.
Love it. So he gets into his house, he gets that book, and he starts going to kind of confront, he's trying to track down these people. He has lunch with his ex-wife, and he sees the doctor.
Yeah, he's like, can I borrow your car? You're the only person I can trust.
Yes.
And he sees James Rebhorn like giving an ad for like a headache medicine. Yeah. And he starts this. I really like this a lot, where he's like talking to the TV, because the last time he had this sort of interaction with the television, the TV was CRS talking back to him with the newscaster. He was like, "How did you people find me?" And then he realizes, oh, this guy is an actor.
It's a commercial.
Yeah, this isn't real. He's paid for this role.
So he tracks down this actor, and this is my hard moment.
Okay.
He's waiting outside in a car, and like he just parked, and some dude comes up to him and basically tries to rob him.
Yeah, he holds the like a
crowbar,
the Jimmy tool at his throat,
right?
Yeah.
And he grabs the To Kill a Mockingbird. He opens it, and there's a gun in there,
like a cutout
of a gun. He pulls out a revolver, and he says, in Michael Douglas fashion, "I'm extremely fragile."
Awesome. This is my hard moment too. Very hard.
I was like, oh man. And the dude just like goes,
like immediately leaves. Yeah.
It just leaves. I was like, that's pure Michael Douglas right there.
Yeah, his voice is like super monotone, gravelly, like doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't freak out.
Yeah.
I'm extremely fragile.
All right, so the movie starts to kind of wrap up here. He coerces the doctor into going back to the building. The doctor's telling him, like, look, man, they're not going to let me in. He's like, try. And like,
he's holding him at gunpoint.
Yeah, he's holding him at gunpoint. He's hiding in the back of a car.
He's like, they use all these different floors. I don't know where they are. They switch floors all the time. They own this whole building. They get into the CRS building. And dude, this is when you're like, oh shit. When they go to like the canteen.
The cafeteria?
Yes.
And he sees...
Why was there... Did y'all notice the sound effects?
In what way?
It sounded like they were on like a city street.
When they go in the cafeteria?
Yeah, did y'all notice that?
No, I didn't catch that.
I didn't either.
Dude, you hear like honking cars and like cars driving by like they were in some kind of like cafe or something. I have to
revisit that scene. I don't remember that.
Dude, revisit it. It was so weird. Like it added like a weird tinge to that.
Well, it's a weird scene, dude, because when he's basically standing there with Rebhorn, and the room is filled with all of the people that you have seen him come in contact with since CRS started. Christine is there, the taxi driver, Christine's roommate, who you saw for 1 second, the dude who when the pen was leaking told him, hey man, your pen's leaking. Like every single person that he has had any sort of contact with that he doesn't know is in that room, and they're all like, uh-oh, this guy is armed, which is like not what we expected, basically. Because he basically is like, he goes over to Christine, he's like, you're going to take me to who's in charge. And she's like, don't shoot anybody, like take it easy.
Yes. And she basically says, where did you get a revolver from? Because she's like, we searched the house. And he was like, well, you missed this one.
Yep.
And she starts like shouting that he's got like a real gun.
Security shoots at him. They run out.
They shoot Rebhorn. I like this. He like spins and like he's just lit up.
They waste Rebhorn.
Yeah, he's toast.
Yeah.
And they basically Christine and him make it to the roof of the building.
And she's like freaking out.
Yeah, freaking out because he's got a gun, and they had like closed the door so nobody else could get to the roof. And they're basically, you could see them using a saw to cut through it. Like you see sparks flying out.
The whole time she's like, it's all a game. They're waiting for you there. How did you get a gun? It was supposed to be an automatic. We didn't find any guns. He's like, this is my gun. Like he's like, stay away from me. Like he does not believe her. And she's like, this is a game. Please, you're overreacting. And she's like telling them he's armed. He's got a gun. A lot of tension here, guys. A lot of tension.
Yes.
He's at the end of his rope. Michael Douglas is like, which he does very well.
The culmination of the movie right here. So the door kicks open and Michael Douglas turns and shoots the first person walking out.
Who is it?
It's his brother,
Sean
Conrad.
Penn, in a white tuxedo holding a champagne bottle.
And
shoots
he
him right
through the bottle, hits him in the chest.
Yep.
They're freaking out.
Rebhorn's like, you shot him.
Yeah, it's good.
Out. It's great because you're like, holy fuck, he just shot his fucking brother.
This feels like the end of the movie right here.
Well, they're like trying to do CPR, and Rebhorn's like, he's dead.
Yeah, and so
Douglas is like freaking out.
He walks to the edge of the building.
Yeah, he's crying, breaking down,
and
walks to the edge of the building.
Basically, kill himself the same way that his dad killed himself, and he jumps off the building,
steps off,
and that's the end of the movie.
That's it. What'd you think, Greg?
So the movie's not actually over right there. He falls through the glass. And hey, Mark, I got to know, what was your take on this? Because this was your first watch. Walk me through what you were thinking.
Well, I want to kind of ham it up, but like, I knew the game was on.
You didn't think it was over still?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Did you think that he had actually shot Sean Penn?
No,
you really?
Rebhorn was alive. He literally just got lit up, and then he's outside, like helping him. I thought obviously the similarities were there because this is a movie about a man who's disconnected. He is obviously haunted by his father's suicide. What is the one thing that he needs to confront? His father's suicide. So I was like, okay, perfect ending. What the one thing that I didn't understand was how the fuck did they know he was going to jump off of that?
What if he went
pillar?
to the other side or something?
What if he went to the other side?
Yeah.
There's a lot of variables here that are.
Well, let's wrap it up because I got some questions for Mark. So let's conclude, and then I want to go back to ask the first-time viewer.
So he falls through the glass of the building below, and they've got a big airbag. X marks the spot. Douglas hits it perfectly.
Yeah.
We get a very funny big invitation to Nicholas's 48th birthday party somewhere between the time of like 7:15 and like
7:38.
Yes,
it was pretty good.
I like that they said 7:38, like to the minute, like that they dialed this in. It leads you to believe that these people are like really well put together.
It was good.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody, his housekeeper, his ex-wife, literally the guy that he tried to fire, every single person that's in this movie is there to celebrate him. And Sean Penn's like, you were such an asshole. I needed to do something.
Their reaction when he fell through the roof was like, everyone was just like,
I think they were all in on it, dude. They were all told because all of them had some level of interaction with him during this time frame. Like his ex-wife, has to know because they were like, hey, he's going to call you and be like, I need to borrow your car or I need money or I'm going to reach out.
Joe, if I saw you jump off a building 100 stories high and you're coming down I would be like, what the fuck?
True. Very true.
And everyone's just like,
so
he fell. Whatever.
Like, what an entrance. Like this guy has just been yo-yoed and run through the ringer. He hit the bottom of rock bottom so much that he just walked into a party where he killed himself a few seconds earlier.
Yeah.
So
Red Horn was like, if you didn't jump, I was supposed to throw you.
Yeah. Basically we see him show up to his party that he just suicided into, which is just insanity. It's crazy.
Dark.
It's very dark. Yeah, that part's dark.
Yeah.
And then they're like, so welcome to your party.
So he's
just like shaking everyone's hands. Like, thank you.
One guy's like, this is the best one we've ever seen.
Yeah, I love the part where his brother, he basically goes, what's that? He's like, that's the bill. And he's like, do you want to split it? He was like, I would love to.
Yeah. Which we got to talk about how much we think this cost. But basically the movie ends. Millions. He ends up catching up to Christine, and they like kind of go to the airport together, seemingly to have some sort of interaction, which is a positive one.
Like a romantic interaction.
Yeah. Or is the game still on?
It's like a game within a game.
Oh. I mean, that's basically the plot. We've hit all the high points. What do you think this cost? What is that bill? Is it $2 million?
Jeez, it's got to be more.
It's got to be, right?
10 mil.
10's a lot.
Because can we talk about when it started? The game started.
Like, what are the things that they had to do, and how many people were on the payroll for this?
Well, the whole CRS building has to be like they have to do that. You have to contact every person that he's going to talk to and be like, hey, this guy might talk to you. Here's what's happening. All of the like action shit, like. So remember she was like, we had divers at the when the taxi goes in the bay, she's like, we had divers there. So like that, the shooting up everything, like those are all blanks. Like that's a whole thing. I mean, it had to be like a couple $1 million.
Talking about a moving movie production.
Basically a movie production. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
10 mil. Easy $10 million.
In 97?
They can afford
what about
it.
97? You think adjust?
Yeah.
So maybe it's like 6.
Probably billionaires.
Well, they say he was worth $600 million, right? Remember, he's like, this is $600 million.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. If anyone did that for my birthday, I think I'd be killing people.
No, you'd be a changed man, Joe.
You
wouldn't be
during the event.
You wouldn't be a piece of shit.
Like
during the PTSD.
You don't think you would have shot at somebody, at one of those guys?
Yeah, I probably would have killed someone. I'd be convicted of murder
somewhere along the way, and then have to.
My birthday present is me and Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
For life.
Well,
thanks, guys.
I feel like they would have like the whole point is like. What's interesting about this is they make it seem like they had a goal, which was him doing, basically performing the suicide, but everything else is like he kind of takes them there. Like because they didn't know about. I mean, did they know about the revolver that he gets out of the book?
Yeah,
they knew that.
I think they actually did know.
They have to.
Yeah, because he shoots a blank.
He shoots Sean Penn, right?
Yeah.
Because the whole I think the theme of the movie is like him being in control And then, like you said, like when the movie changes, it turns into chaos. After he gets all the water spilled on him, it was controlled chaos on the CRS's side. But I think it's the whole thing started as soon as Conrad called him. The whole Seymour Butts thing. The game was on already.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think him agreeing to it or anything like that. Like, he probably just had to sign one paper, but they made it seem like a whole intake thing.
Yeah.
But I think the game genuinely started as soon as Conrad called them and was like, hey, you should do this. And it was on because people were already there. Like, that woman was already the waitress.
Already the waitress. That's right.
Yeah.
Fair.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah. $10 million.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Mark, was there any point where you were like, I think Conrad's in on this? Or were you ever like, when Sean Penn is like, it's CRS, they're trying to kill me, were you like, uh-oh?
No, the first, I've seen a lot of movies. I haven't seen a lot of these old movies, but I've seen a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think I wrote down when he said it. Oh, it was when he went to see The Strangers. That's when I knew.
The Strangers.
That, like, the game was on. And when he went to the drink place.
Right.
And then they were being,
and they wouldn't tell him.
And they wouldn't tell him. I was like, the game's on already. Because that's what you want.
Yeah, and like
right?
when he was getting changed right before that, that's when he's like, he hears them. He's like, CRS, they're starting a new, they're starting over here in San Francisco. They just came from London or something.
Exactly.
Like,
the game was on.
They want him to hear this.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm fucking Nostradamus over here, but I put two and two together. I was like, okay, the game's afoot. Yeah.
I saw this movie in theaters.
Wow.
That must have been cool.
It was cool.
Yeah. Our buddy John's the one that showed it to me, Mark, when we were in college. He was like, dude, you got to see the game. I was like, what? He showed me a lot of movies when we were in college. This is back when you can go to a video store and rent stuff. And
I remember.
That's what we did. Hey,
there's some good lines in there too.
A couple things. David Fincher claimed in an interview in UK film magazine Empire that there's a can of haggis in every scene of the movie.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess this was done as a joke because haggis is the nickname of the cinematographer.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Weird. Funny. And then for the part of Conrad, originally it went to Jodie Foster. So he was going to have a sister, which is crazy. I think Jodie Foster would have been a great.
She's awesome.
I think she would have nailed it. This is like probably prime Jodie Foster time.
Did you hear about why that didn't work though?
Well, no, tell me.
Well, after they read the script, she was like, actually, I think I want to be his daughter.
Oh.
And they were like, no, I don't think
what
so.
The hell?
And they were like, no. And then she sued the production company.
Huh?
And they ended up like settling with her or something, but it went to Sean Penn.
So in between Sean Penn and Jodie Foster, it also went to Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, which he's too close in age to Michael Douglas. But
I agree.
He could have done like I don't think he could have done the like. Jeff Bridges is an awesome actor. He would appeal to like the kind of burnout side of Conrad, but not the like live wire, like frayed nerves. I don't know that he could have done that as well. I wouldn't have believed it as much. The scene when he comes in the car and he's like, they're trying to kill me. I don't know that goes as well with Jeff Bridges' style. I think Sean Penn is perfect in this. He almost steals this movie.
He's great in it.
He's so good.
This is one of his
electric.
One of his better roles.
He's awesome.
What do you rate this movie, Joe?
I think this is a solid 4 stars for me. 4 out of 5. It's not perfect. There's some flaws. It's very rewatchable. I think if it's
really fun to watch a second time.
Yeah, I think if you give it some space to breathe, you would find more stuff. Like, I've seen this movie many times. I know what happens, but I still pick up stuff that I think is like, dude, when he's like, the scene when Sean Penn is like, I know you hate surprises, I know, and then he immediately dings the water
and
glass.
Then they sing Happy Birthday.
Just great stuff.
I resonate with that so much.
Yeah.
Don't ever sing Happy Birthday to me.
No, it's horrible.
I'm like, nobody wants to sing Happy Birthday. I don't want to be sung Happy Birthday to.
No.
We're all just acting like a bunch of assholes now.
It's really bad. But that, like, little things like that, I feel like because Fincher's such a good director and he gets a lot out of these performances, even if you know the twists, it's still like a really entertaining watch. So it's like, for me, it's like a 4.
All right. Mark.
This movie reminded me of a lot, and Greg's already heard me say this. This movie is basically the skit from I Think You Should Leave. It's season 2, episode 2, Baby Cries, where the guy goes to this party. Are you familiar with I Think You Should Leave, Joe?
I don't know the names of the episodes.
So it's where he goes to a party and there's a baby there. Tim Robinson's character sees the baby.
Is this how you used to be a piece of shit? That's a good sketch.
Yep. The baby starts crying and he's like, no, don't worry, it's me. Sloppy steaks at Travani's. I used to be a real piece of shit. That's why earlier in the pod you were like, he's got the Armani suits. I was like,
white Ferrari,
glass house.
I didn't even get that.
Live for New Year's Eve. Like, this guy is such a piece of shit, and his hair is slicked back.
Pushed back. You think this is
pushed back?
Slicked back?
This isn't. You think this is pushed back? This is slicked back, dude. He basically it just relies on Michael Douglas. Used to be a piece of shit, kills himself in front of everyone, basically, and then he's no longer a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, maybe. I feel like he's probably still a piece of shit. It was like a fun.
Oh, you think it didn't take?
No.
Oh wow. I think it probably did at this point.
He just tried to kill himself, and he's gonna go get fucking coffee with this chick.
I think it took.
He's all right back on the saddle.
The thing is, the thing that's weird. Not that's weird, but I am impressed with Michael Douglas in this role and a couple of movies like this that he does. Because it's like, can you guys think of a popular actor right now, an A-list star, who is consistently in roles where the audience doesn't really like them and they are the protagonist, not the villain, but they are the lead main character of a movie and you don't really like them? I can't think of anybody.
Socially,
this is his MO. This is who he is. This is what he does.
Like, I can't think of any movie star where you're like, this guy's thing is that he's going to play like Gordon Gekko or the guy from War of the Roses. So he's like pretty unlikable, but because he's so good at it, you're going to go see this movie and think that he did a good job. I don't know that anyone is like that now.
What did you rate this movie, Mark?
3.75. I did end up rewatching it, like just putting it on.
We're doing 0.7s now?
Yeah, we're doing points.
Crazy.
This is
3.75.
This is wild.
What do you mean?
I thought we were stopping at halves, but all right, man. You want to do some math?
No. 3.7 because I don't know if it's a flawed gem. It's a good movie. I don't think I'd call it like a masterpiece or anything like that.
I agree.
But I would consider it a deep cut because I probably would never watch it. And before we even did this podcast, I told you guys that I had seen a TikTok of someone that was like 5 movies that no one ever talks about.
Oh,
and
this was one of them?
The game was one of them. I was like, no, well, shit. Yeah, because you've seen the poster probably everywhere because it's a really, really cool poster of like Michael Douglas and there's like puzzle pieces
coming off.
Very cool.
So very iconic. My grandmother, y'all know this, my grandmother ran a movie shop. She had a bunch of advertisement stuff. We would have like the stand-up pops and a bunch of
there's probably some cool stuff there.
Some cool posters, man. I have a bunch of cool shit. Like I have a Surf Ninjas keychain with me at all times.
Bernie Reyes Jr.
Yeah, dude. Like there's a lot of good stuff, and I remember specifically seeing this Michael Douglas like poster. So iconic. So good stuff. But yeah, man, 3.75.
All right. If we're doing points, then
don't.
This isn't.
Don't do that.
Don't act like this is new.
Greg,
don't act like
this
is a new thing.
No, I'd give this 4.2.
Oh dang! Okay, higher than me.
Yeah. I probably like this movie the most out of everybody, but I think that makes this certifiably prime.
Oh yeah.
So.
There's
the Surf Ninjas.
There it is.
There's the Surf Ninjas, boys. That's cool. The Surf Ninjas. That's them.
That's very cool. I like the shape of that too.
This is probably from like 1990 or some shit, dude. It's super old.
I don't think we discussed what we're doing next, unless Joe happens to know.
Is it Great Outdoors?
Oh, Great Outdoors.
Unless you got another
family movies.
Else.
No, Great Outdoors is what we decided. So that's what's coming up next.
That's the final episode of the season.
That's the season finale. I'm excited for that one. Go watch that one if you haven't seen it, because I think that's a banger. From Primecut Podcast.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our YouTube, Greg.
Oh yeah. Subscribe to YouTube. I'll put something on the talk about subscribing.
Yeah, we're pushing YouTube. People have been asking for videos, so we're doing every episode.
YouTube's got new movie previews. So we just recently did The Sinners. We just recently did Bring Her Back. Oh my God. What else did we do?
Trailer reactions, reacted to Superman trailer, Smashing Machine, Weapons, Predator Badlands. We're going to be reviewing the new Predator animated film, Killer of Killers.
Oh yeah,
that'll probably be out before this episode comes out.
Yeah, but there's stuff that we put on YouTube that we don't release in our audio form. So if you want some extra stuff, take a look at our YouTube. It's Primecut Podcast. Subscribe to it. You'll get pushed all this stuff.
Most of the stuff on YouTube, they're shorter videos. So if you're just kind of craving, you want a little bump of the Prime, you can hit up the YouTube.
You want a little slice?
Yeah, there you go.
It's all for you, man. It's all there.
All right. From Primecut Podcast, I'm Greg, and I pretty much hate everything except this movie.
What's mine?
Unreal.
Sorry, guys. It took me a while just to get the main one down.
Joe's.
I know I'm Joe.
You are Joe.
Hold on. I'll find it.
Here we go. He's getting old.
I am getting old. I actually write this too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm Joe, and I recommend the movies you should watch. Is that it? I think it's something like that.
Question mark?
Yeah. Why is there a question mark at the end of that?
Are we not confident in what we're doing here? That. All right. I'm Mark, and I make sure that we don't get canceled every week. We did a great job this week.
We talked about doing Tropic Thunder. That's why we can't do it, because Mark said no.
We cannot do Tropic Thunder.
We also can't do Coming to America, apparently.
Yeah, Coming to America. We can't do that either. All right. We're out.